Lately, the design language of the 80s has been a big source of inspiration for me. The graphics were bold and vibrant, and it all just seemed to have a little bit more personality. So when I found this radio from 1982 at a thrift store, it became my next project. Rather than let it go to waste, I'm going to give it a second chance and transform it into something a little more modern. So first, let's take it apart. This radio is still pretty minimal in terms of design, but I think it looks pretty cool compared to a lot of the speakers today. Its condition after over 40 years is what really caught my attention. So I couldn't think of a better way to honor it than by tearing it to pieces. But the goal of this project is to turn it into a Bluetooth speaker. And in my box of random electronic parts, I have just the right ingredients to make it happen. The batteries from a portable charger, and this board from an old Bluetooth speaker. Finding where to put the board was a pretty easy decision, but actually putting it there is going to take a little bit of creativity and a lot of patience. Eventually, I had all of the important features mapped out, but just to confirm the dimensions, I made a template. Now it was time to prototype. This took 5 design iterations to get right, which is at least 3 more times than I prefer, but by the 5th version, I had the perfect part. Next, I needed something to push the buttons, so I machined these small wood pieces and attached each of them to a flexible arm. After wiggling them into place, they sit right up against the buttons perfectly. Now it kind of feels like we're getting somewhere. Unfortunately, to actually install this, I did have to make some modifications. This mounting post was in the way, so I took care of that first. And since I was using a fairly big battery, I had to cut out some extra material in the frame. Once the battery and board had their homes, I moved on to finishing the circuit. For the most part, it was just a matter of matching the red and black wires, which was easy enough. But I still did manage to use the wrong connectors here. So I fixed that mistake, and everything seemed to be working. I finished by attaching the speaker, and with that the internals of this project were complete. Well, at least I thought they were, but I'll go more into that later, so for now you'll just have to pretend. But everything was fitting inside the shell like a glove, so I was able to move on to the part that usually goes on for slightly too long. The details. Retrofitting the new internals was cool and all, but I also wanted the speaker to have some better materials. So I started with the original plastic cover. The metal plate underneath wasn't needed anymore, so instead of fixing the cracked plastic, I just machined a new one. And I used the same wood as I did on the buttons. I believe it's pronounced Paduke. As I finished up the cover piece, I started to think about how I was going to replace the plastic handle with some higher quality materials. I typically like to roughly sketch out my ideas, but I've never been able to really sketch like an industrial designer, which is why this video is sponsored by Skillshare. If you don't know, Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of classes in design, business, and more. And lately, I've been using it to improve my concept sketches by learning from an expert in the field. The classes are really good at breaking down fundamentals and techniques, which has been extremely helpful. I recently learned these sketching warm-up routines, which is something I would have never thought to do on my own. Also, a lot of the classes have actual projects that you can submit and then receive feedback on from your teacher and peers.
This will then take your drawings from wonky to correct.
So if you're interested in using Skillshare, the first 500 people to use the link in the description or scan the QR code will receive a 1-month free trial, so you can get started today. Alright, so to elevate the speaker just a little bit more, I came up with my own design for the handle. I just had to model some of the crucial features from the original, and after that I started machining the new parts. To make the actual handle piece, I really had to push the length limit on my CNC, but thankfully it ended up working. I just had to cut it off by hand to avoid any collisions with the tool. The side pieces to this handle were machined from aluminum plate. And after drilling some holes in each end of the wood, it all went together like magic. With the majority of the details finished, I started to wrap this project up. I attached the new front cover with some super glue tape, and I got the handle installed for the first time. I finished up the assembly by making a plaque to commemorate it, but there ended up being one thing that I just could not move past. The charging cable and status light for the battery were just kind of shoved inside this back panel, and for the amount of effort I put into this, I felt like I could do better. But this decision sent me down a long road of endlessly perfecting a small detail. I wanted to have a USB-C input for charging, but the original board for these batteries was micro USB. I did try to make some modifications to the original charging system, but things got a little bit out of hand and I ended up frying the original board. So I had to pull out the original batteries and I started to fit up another battery and charger that I had. I had to make this fairly complicated looking part, but most of it is there just to fill empty space. I also added this small acrylic piece which diffuses the LED light on the charging board. So I got the new battery and charging system installed, but now I had one more minor problem to solve. This back cover does not have a hole in it for the USB-C to be accessible. So the actual final step to this project was to make a new one. Making the part exactly the same as the original was going to be sort of a challenge because this flexible clip on it would not do well with the orientation on the 3D printer. So I redesigned it using magnets. After printing a prototype to ensure everything was fitting up correctly, I machined the final one out of aluminum. Adding a proper charging system was an absolute pain, but in the end I'm mostly glad I saw it through. Now the project feels more thoroughly complete. This video is going live right around the 1-year mark of my first video on this channel, and my plan from the start of this project was to give it away to one of my Patreon members. The problem is lithium batteries are pretty dangerous, and apparently that's what lawyers call a liability. Also, if I'm being honest, I'm a little attached to it at the moment, but I think I've come up with a solution to both of those things. It could be a month from now, or it could be 2 years, but once I hit 300 Patreon members, that's when I'll give it away. And to address the lithium battery issue, what I'm going to do is convert it to accept standard AA's. That way I can ship it out without any batteries. But now, it's actually time to test this thing.
I'm ready. Please prepare.
I used the original speaker from the radio, so I wouldn't say the audio quality is incredible, but it's still a lot better than I was expecting. At the start of this video, I had a slideshow with a lot of different advertisements from the 80s, so to finish this project off, I made my own. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're able, consider joining the Patreon. But that's going to be it for this one, so I will see you next time. Peace.
Looks so good right there.
I'm sorry.
No, you're cool.